um, I think I can get copyright striked for that. Did you know that Michael Buffer, the famous boxing and fight announcer, has that copyrighted or not copyrighted? Well, yeah, whatever. It's this. What's the word? Trademarked. That's a trademark, and you can get in trouble for using that. I don't know if you can get in trouble if you can using it from saying it yourself, but so my incoherent rambling to start the stream. I hope you can hear me just fine. Sound not okay. Oh no, not again. Here we go. All right, let's try something. That's why. Let's try that. Hopefully that'll improve. Did that improve? I guess I'll find out in a second when you start telling me it did or did not. Hopefully now P-Dog, I'm echoing. P-Dog, you are echoing. Now we'll find out in a second when you start telling me it did or did not. Hopefully now well, what the hell? P-Dog, you are echoing. Okay. Give me just a moment here. We're gonna try something else. I'm gonna put just go on standby. Well, what the hell? P-Dog, you are echoing. Okay. Give me just a moment here. We're gonna try something else. I'm gonna put just go on standby. Well, what the hell? P-Dog, you are echoing. Okay. Give me just a moment here. We're gonna try something else. I'm gonna put just go on standby. Well, what the hell? P-Dog, you are echoing. Okay. Give me just a moment here. We're gonna try something else. I'm gonna put just go on standby. Well, what the hell? P-Dog. Is it just playing over and over still? What the heck is going on here? Hang on 1 minute. Hang on. Is it just playing over and over still? Hey! That worked, didn't it? Hang on 1 minute. Hang on. No, that wasn't awesome. That was terrible. What the hell is that? What the hell? Is that what it was happening? It was just it was doing it over and over? Well, anyway, now we're in business. My whole get ready to rumble shtick just didn't work with that echo, did it? All right. Well, we're back in business. For some reason, that's because I have that screen where I'm. Hey, hi everybody. How are you? My name is Dawg Knight. This is the Morning Night Live, and I am so happy that you are here and that I'm not echoing anymore. That just was going over and over. Good morning, Necra, Saul Collins, Sean DW. Sarah, and wow, you guys have been chatting up a storm already. Johnny Hellcat, Diesel Dave, Jason Burns, and who else is here? Boy, you all are just going, man. How long y'all been here? Y'all been. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's you yelling at me because of my microphone. Okay, well, this shit happens. Anyway, good morning and welcome to the Morning Night Live. We're here every day, 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, and 3 p.m. GMT for those who are not in this country and want to figure out when you can see us. And also right down below, you can hit that share button, and let's see, a lot of you already hit the like button, so thank you so much for being here. The title of my stream today, about it not being fair, just something I happened to pick up on Twitter. I know Nick Grisel Collins already saw it because he already did a little comment on it this morning, and it's really strange here. So this morning, Memory Holiday, who I think she's a nice gal. I like her. She tweeted something, or excuse me, quote tweeted something from Qasim Rashid, and it's gonna be this little video that I'm about to show you. Now I'm gonna let you watch the video, and then we're gonna watch it again and we'll talk about it because it's just a short little video. Now I'm gonna put only his comments because he writes here. Let's put it up on the screen. He writes, 2018, 12-year-old country singer Mason Ramsey yodeled in a Walmart, went viral and signed a major record deal. 2019, 12-year-old rapper Corey Johnson sold his CDs at a Cumberland mall in Georgia, violently arrested and charged with a felony. There are two Americas, saying that there's some disparaging, that there's a difference between how a little white kid is treated and a little black kid is treated. Now, let's watch this video first, because I want to ask you about his first charge here that someone's violently arrested and charged with felony. We'll read the story afterwards too. It's just a small story. So here we go. Watch this video. Okay, now, well, no, I'll give you the background afterwards. Let's just watch the video and see if you see what I see. Okay, here we go.
H&M at 227. Stop.
Chase, where are you, Chase? He got his hands on me. We upstairs.
You're about to go to jail. You're going to go to a youth detention center if you don't stop.
He's not doing anything. He had his rights. He's not even doing anything right now, sir.
Okay.
And I have his father on the phone, and you won't even speak to him.
Yep.
So what you can do is let go of me because I'm pretty sure my mind man. I know
Man,
that.
bro. You're not finna handle him like that. You're not finna handle him.
Okay, unfortunately, my
You don't like that, my nigga. You're not finna handle him like that.
You put your hands on me again.
You put your hands on my motherfucking nephew. You put your hands on my motherfucking nephew.
Get him back. Hold on to him.
Bro, Corey, man, y'all what the fuck you doing? Man, no, bro, get the fuck off me, bro.
F3 is 10-3, F3 is 10-3.
Tell him, bro.
now,
2495 upper level.
his description here. 12-year-old rapper Corey Jackson sold his CDs at a Cumberland Mall in Georgia, violently arrested and charged with a felony. Who, now, from your view of this video, who committed the violence in this video? Anybody? Who did it? Necrosaw, yeah, you saw that too. You saw that too. The aunt attacked the officer. Now look at if you look in this video, look who's here. He sent the boy with the other officer while he was being attacked. Notice, the boy was not violently arrested. The boy is still right there standing up with the other officer. Now, let's watch this again because this is... So, first of all, then we'll get into the backstory on this. Okay? Now, listen, I'm going to just point out a few things here. Watch.
H&M at 227. Stop.
Chase, where are you, Chase? He got his hands on me.
Okay, so now he's verifying that the kid's 12. Big deal. Not a big deal. But the kid's trying to pull away. Now, the officer is there for whatever reason he's there. He's detaining the kid, and the kid's trying to pull away. All right, now, he has an attitude problem, but, you know, kids have attitude problems. And unfortunately, a lot of kids have no respect for authority, or especially male authority. But, you know, this kid, you know, obviously this lady has the father on the phone, so it's not like this is a kid without a father. But anyway, let's continue.
We upstairs.
You're about to go to jail. You're going to go to a youth detention center if you don't stop.
Okay, so the kid's mouthing back to the cop. He doesn't say he's going to arrest him. He said, if you don't stop, this is the consequence. All right? Let's keep going.
He's not doing anything.
Yeah, I have this and I have my freedom in this. And you know what? If you're selling things in a mall and you're not supposed to, now we'll get to the backstory in a minute, but hang on. Back to this.
He had his rights. He's not even doing anything right now, sir.
Okay.
And I have his father on the phone, and you won't even speak to him.
Yep.
So what you can do is let go of me because I'm pretty sure my mind man. I know.
Yeah, so he's saying you need to let go of me, blah, 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 blah. Now here's the other officer. I don't know what she's carrying her phone trying to record this thing. Hey, Cam, how you doing? All right, now.
Man,
Now she attacks the officer. This kid is not being violently arrested. It's a complete and utter lie. Not violent. He's just being detained, and an uncooperative kid is going to be held by the arm. You know, oh my gosh. Okay, so she keeps fighting him. Here, hang on. Why won't my click? What's not working? Something's wrong here. Here, let's try this right here. Something's wrong with my mouse, so let's try this. Oh. Okay, well, anyway, we've seen the video. Here, maybe I'll refresh it. Hang on. Sorry, guys.
Stop.
On the phone and you won't even speak to him.
Back here.
No.
He's telling you better let. He's warning the little kid's warning the officer. You better let go of me. Something about he knows his rights. Whatever. Mother attacks the officer. So the officer puts her down. Now notice. Now there's a little spot. You can still see the kid in this video. Hang on. Because the other officer. The kid's still standing there looking down at the aunt who attacked the officer, and they make her go down. So she's gonna probably have a felony assault charge. And she's dumb enough to put the recording out there, which is crazy to me.
You put your hands on me again.
Okay, see, now there's the other officer. He's calling in because they need to take care of this woman. The kid is still standing there. There's the kid. You see him? You see the glimpse of the kid?
Get him back. Hold on to him.
Okay, so now he's going to take care of the other officer taking care of the kid. This guy's taking care of the aunt who attacked him.
Bro, man, y'all, what the fuck you doing? No, bro, get him off me, bro.
F3 is 10-3, F3 is 10-3.
There's the kid being taken care of by the other officer. Nothing wrong with the kid whatsoever. He is not being violently arrested. But say now, Qasim Rashid, Esquire, is talking about this kid being violently arrested and charged with a felony. Now, let's go down to the story because here's the media story. In fact, Corey's attorney denies he was even selling his CDs. Well, of course he does. That's what the attorney's supposed to do. Okay, I'm pretty sure that they can find some witness showing that that he was selling the CDs if he was, and apparently it's not the first time. So here we go. Let's click on this story now. This putting a narrative in front of a 1 minute clip really just is annoying, and people the grievance grifters are out in force today. Cobb County, Georgia, CBS 46. A young rapper. Okay. Facing a felony charge after his brush with a police officer is back in court. What? Back in court? He's been in court more than once. I want to see if there's more to this story. It's a case that has garnered a lot of attention. Corey Jackson, 12, was back in court Tuesday, and his attorney denied all charges. Well, what the hell did they call the police for? Jackson, otherwise known as Corey J., faces an obstruction felony charge. Which, you know what, I have a problem trying to charge a kid with a felony, but when his his aunt attacks the police officer, then I get concerned. It all stems from a situation in October 2018 inside the food court at the Cumberland Mall when he was grabbed by an officer and threatened with arrest. The police report said he'd been in trouble twice for selling CDs in the mall. Now, is he paying rent in that mall? Are people in the mall calling them because he's selling CDs when he's not supposed to be? I don't know. I mean, it's funny how Qasim compares it to a kid yodeling in a Walmart versus a kid selling CDs in a mall where people pay for space to sell things. I can understand why they would try to ask him to leave the mall. The altercation probably happened because the officer originally said, "You cannot sell CDs here, you'll need to leave the mall." The kid probably mouthed off. Believe me, I have a lot of experience with kids. The kid probably mouthed off and said, "I can do that what I want," or whatever. And the officer said, "If you don't stop that," as he's escorting him out of the mall, "I will put you in, we will have to arrest you." Then the mother the aunt attacks the officer. So now it becomes a big mess that it didn't have to be if the kid would have just left the mall like he was asked to. His attorney, Mawuli Davis, denied that on Thursday. When he was there, he was not selling any CDs or doing anything that would have been prohibited. He was there meeting other artists, said Davis. Oh, okay, whatever. CBS 46 reached out to the prosecutor in the case, but did not get a call back right away. Jackson's attorney is hoping it will all be thrown out. If not, it will head to trial. I would love to find the rest of this story, but just the framing of this as being a racist incident because one kid was singing in a Walmart and got signed to a major record deal versus a kid selling CDs in a mall. You can't do that. Why? It's just not fair. It's just two Americas. Fuck off, Kashim. You're just stirring shit. Period. You are stirring shit, and unfortunately, Holiday, what's her name? Memory, who I do like, actually got caught listening to a narrative. Just like the Covington kids were harassing a old Indian gentleman. Sure, yep, that's all. That's exactly what you see because you pull out this one little blip in time. So anyway, that's what's pissing me off today, and that's why it's not fair. It's not fair. What about me? It isn't fair. I've had enough. Now I want my share. Can't you see? I want to live. Because you just take more than you give. All right, enough of that shit. Anyway. All right, that's what's not fair today. Let's go right into Twitter trends today because I haven't even looked at headlines today. I haven't looked at headlines. Yeah, there's two Americas, North America and South America. Yeah, you're right, Sean. That was funny. That was damn funny, Sean. Holy moly, there's 15 people in here today. Hi, everybody. Who haven't I said hi to yet? Did I say hi to you yet, Sean? You were here early. I know you. I said hi to you. Who else is here? Pop up in the chat if I haven't said hello to you. Just even if you just put a 1 and so I see who you are. Hi, Diesel Dave. I know you're here. I already knew that. Johnny Hellcat, I knew that. I already saw Hey Camel. Tarkata, what's up? How you doing? Let's see. Check Your Logic and Black Romeo. Yeah, exactly, Black Romeo. That's if he was in the mall rapping, would anyone have said a word to him? Nobody would have said a word to him. Yeah, he's selling shit without a permit. So I don't know if it's a criminal act, it's a misdemeanor, whatever. It's trespassing. If you're selling shit in a mall that you do not pay for space in, it's trespassing at most. It wouldn't have been a felony. It wouldn't, and so I'm sure that the prosecutor probably is gonna, they'll probably not even charge him for whatever a felony. Shit just pissed me off. You know what? It's the damn grievance grifters are killing me. You're killing me, Kwasim. You're killing me, brother. It's just nonsense. All right, Maniac Man, hello. Zombie Teddy, what's up? Hello, everybody. All right, so let's get into little Twitter trends because that's where we're going today. Because let's see if I want to see though if the couple things that were trending earlier are still trending because I'm gonna go off if they are. But the number one trend right now. Something that I love to do, but I never get to do it enough. It's National Napping Day. The other day, somebody was mentioning that we have a national day for a lot of really silly things. And so, National Napping Day. Napping Day. Now let's not get this misconstrued that if you're in Europe where a nappy is a diaper. It's not National Diaper Day, but napping day, like taking a nap. It's never too early or too late for a nap. Happy National Napping Day, motherfuckers. By the way, I have my reparations coffee on hand. I mentioned that earlier, but hey, gotta love some coffee, okay? And if you want to help keep my coffee supply unrestricted and never ending, hold on a second. I got to put an arrow here. right down there in the description, you can hit that old Streamlabs, but you don't have to. I'm happy when people do. If you want something that you really want me to make sure that I talk about, put a message in my Streamlabs with a buck or two in the tip jar. But otherwise, I'm just happy that you're here. Share this video, share this stream. I'm going to start breaking up these streams a little bit too, and I'm going to put out smaller parts. And also, I'm going to start making videos again. Basketball season for my son is over, and my high school season is over. So now, in the summers, I only coach AAU, which is like a couple practices a week, and then a tournament here and there on the weekend. So I'm going to have much more time to start making videos again. So I've got a bunch of videos that I need to finish for my other channel, which is the Marty's Big Journey channel, which is mostly just me and my wife doing going to small towns and checking out cool little things. And then, but I have a bunch of videos that I have in my head for this channel, and then also I'm going to put some cut-ups of some of my streams on here just to make content shorter for people who want to see a little bit smaller thing than an hour and a half live stream. So anyway, National Napping Day. Hey, Pornhub Aria. I'm not going to click her link because I don't want to get in trouble, but happy National Napping Day. I guess I can't get fired for this makeshift bed I engineered under my desk today. I'm not clicking that. I'm not clicking anything from someone called Pornhub Aria. Oh, Pornhub. Yeah, nope, we ain't doing it. National Napping Day. Southern New Hampshire Health says, who will be celebrating National Napping Day today? Hey, I may just have to celebrate that one today. I might have some time this afternoon, actually, where I can actually take a nap. Put a 1 in the chat if you're going to celebrate National Napping Day today. Diesel Dave, I know you're out there. You know what? At some point in this day, on your 11 hours, you got to take a nap, brother. I'm just saying. I am just saying. All right? All right, so there we go. Oh, look at the puppy dog. Apparently it's National Napping Day today. I will be celebrating it with a good friend. Hoo, hoo, hoo. Oh, look at that. Dude. Okay, all right. Enough of National Napping Day. Oh, you can't even see what I'm talking about. Here, let's go. I'm sorry, y'all. This was... Here. I did this without you seeing it. Okay, so there's the one. That's the one from Southern New Hampshire Health. Here's the dog I was talking about, though. Look at this puppy. Aww. He's napping like a mug. Oh, his eyes are open. Oh, okay, all right. Oh, look at the puppy. All right. That might be stupid. It might be a little too silly for y'all. All right. What's trending number 2? What's trending number 2? Oh! It's a Monday thing. All the Monday things are in the top 10, in fact. Monday motivation, Monday morning, Monday thoughts, as opposed to Monday thoughts. Should we throw up some Monday thoughts? I'm afraid I should probably, I'm wondering maybe that I should, if I do Monday thoughts, I should probably hide them just to make sure that I don't get anything crazy on the screen. Because I don't want to get flagged for, you know, that kind of stuff. That's why I didn't click that Pornhub link. I didn't touch that Pornhub link. All right, let's find one we'll do one Monday. We'll do the Monday motivation. Let's see what's going on Monday motivation. Ms. Pinky Thoughts. Now I follow Ms. Pinky Thoughts. She's pretty cool. We have to fight against socialized medicine. I'm begging anyone that thinks this is a good idea to go to low-income clinics, VA hospitals, or talk to Medicaid patients. There is a myth that this will be better, and we have examples here of that not being true. That's not real motivating, but I agree with that. You know what? There's a lot of talk right now about Medicare for all, making Medicare something that's universal. Do people, if you had any idea what people on Medicare go through as far as having to buy supplemental insurance, getting, having a tough time getting doctors, or even the doctors getting paid for things. Medicare is a pain in the ass. My father-in-law's on Medicare, and we help him with all, deal with all of his stuff. Let me just say that Medicare for all ain't gonna be cracked up. What am I saying? All it's cracked up to be. Let's find a real Monday motivation, though. Let's see. Humility means being open to inspiration. That's okay. That's nice. If you've never reached the top, then there's probably one thing stopping you. Keeping yourself humble means you're able to identify exceptional people around you who are better models of what you might one day be. Have a positive and inspired Monday. That was a good one. Anyone like that one? Let's see. Yeah, the VA too. Oh yeah, you know my dad used to use the VA occasionally, and he just decided that it wasn't worth it, so he went to regular hospitals. What it's intent? Okay, I missed. What did I missed that? That's because I had to set a bad angle. Okay. Okay. All right. Cool. Oh, come on. Okay. Okay. Retweet to spread the Monday motivation. All right, we'll just check out the old. Look at this dude. He's doing some crunches. That dude's working out. Look at that. He's trying to get that six-pack. All right. Enough of Monday motivation. What's number 3? Singuri's. Okay, don't know. Don't have no. K-pop star Singuri announces his retirement amid controversy. Okay, I'm not into K-pop, but I want to know what the controversy is. What is how can a K-pop star have controversy? This can't be happening. Singuri, a member of K-pop band Big Bang, has officially announced his retirement from the entertainment industry. The news comes amid ongoing legal controversies and investigations into the 28-year-old's business dealings. Now, what the hell did he do? He looks pretty young for 28, although everyone looks young to me now. Zombie Teddy, I'm right there with you. A six-pack is overrated. I got a keg. Yeah, I got a keg right now, but I gotta take care of that, man. I'm starting to get old. My legs don't work as good as they used to. I need to start working out again. So let's see. What's his controversy? How can what kind of? Oh, okay. Well, hold up. Big Bang member Sengri says to retire after alleged sex, and then there's ... I want to know what the ... is. What kind of a sex scandal? Oh, sex bribery case. Oh, damn. Okay, now listen. I don't know nothing about K-pop, but still, I know this band, Big Bang, is a pretty big name. After his alleged sex bribery case swept the country, he said Monday. The decision came a day after he was charged with providing prostitutes to foreign investors in his private club, media said, driving down shares of his agency as much as 16%. I think it's about the right time to retire from show business, the 28-year-old singer said on his Instagram account, adding that he would cooperate with the police investigation into the accusations. Police were not immediately available or competent. I don't know why I just went into my sexy voice, but, prostitutes and sex bribery, and I thought I'd just go into my sexy voice. His agency, YG Entertainment, told Reuters it did not have any fresh comment on his position. Oh, his position. I don't want to hear about that position. Okay, all right. G-Dragon is also a member of Big Bang. Okay. You know, Necrosol? You know about K-pop? I don't listen to no K-pop. But, well, let me rephrase that. I don't intentionally listen to K-pop. There was a K-pop band girl group on Good Morning America once. And I'm like, why they got these girls on there? And they're a bunch of, sexy Korean girls. I had to watch. It was actually, and actually, it wasn't just because they were sexy Korean girls. The music was actually very good. It was very, it was very Americanized, cultural appropriation kind of music, but okay, enough about K-pop and Sangri. Okay, so he's been getting hookers for his his clients, so to speak. All right, enough about hookers and boy bands. So what's number 4 Monday morning? Okay, this Tucker Carlson thing. Let's get into this bullshit. So, apparently Tucker Carlson used to call into the Howard Stern show or some, Howard Stern-like show and several years ago and used the cunt word and used some other things. And, it's from, some of it's from about 6 years ago. Most of it's from more than 10 years ago. But Media Matters for America, which is a how would I describe them? They're a very left wing group that tries to stir up shit, and basically their whole goal in life is to get conservative people fired. Kind of, they're just very super partisan, super Democrat. David, what the hell is his name? I'll think of it in a minute. But they're huge. Big time Hillary Clinton supporters. David, what the hell's his name? Somebody knows his name. What the hell's the dude's name? Anyway, so they there's two things they do. They watch media. They spend most of their time, believe it or not, because I know a dude. I've known this dude Oliver Willis, who's not David Duke. No, I'm talking about the head of Media Matters. He's that just creepy looking dude with the glasses and the weird hair. I gotta think of his name. It might not even be David. He was a huge Clinton supporter. Anyway, so Oliver Willis is this guy I've been following since the 90s. He was a blogger and he works for Media Matters, and he's just a total Hillary Clinton sycophant. But his job at Media Matters literally was to watch the O'Reilly Factor. That was his job. Watch the O'Reilly Factor, parse out every single word Bill O'Reilly would say, and then they would find ways to be David Brock. Thank you. Yeah, that jackass. Anyway, and then try to find everything controversial about it. Then Media Matters would write about it. Well, that's what everyone at Media Matters does. They go and watch. They just hate watch conservative media. And then they try and whether they put things in context or not, put it out there with a spin so that it looks bad. And then they also are one of these places that spend all their time going after their advertisers. And so that's what they've done here with Carlson. They found some things that at the time, some of it was jokes, some of it was just stupid shit. And they put out some. I wonder. Let's see if I can find that. I'm going to see if I can find the. Let's see if we can find what they were doing here. I can probably. Let me do this. Give me 1 second. Tucker Carlson, Media Matters. All right. Tucker won't apologize for controversial comments. So this is. Shocking interviews, Fox News hosts. So, here's... all right, let's see if this is it.
Actually, he's not in prison for that. He didn't warn Jeff.
So he used to call into this show, and I don't think... Here, let's see what this... Let's see if we can see this real quick. All right, here we go. I haven't read this or seen this, so I'm just going cold. But these are his shocking interview of Fox News host Tucker Carlson praising young girls sexually experimenting. Okay.
Well, actually, he's not in prison for that. He didn't warn Jeff didn't marry underage girls.
No, he's in prison for facilitation of child rape.
Whatever the hell that means.
That means
he's in prison. He's in prison because he's weird and unpopular, and he has a different lifestyle that other people find creepy.
No, he's an accessory to the rape of children. That is a felony, and a serious one at that.
What do you mean an accessory? He's got some weird religious cult where he thinks it's okay to, marry underage girls. But he didn't do it. Why wouldn't the guy who actually did it, who had sex with an underage girl, he should be the one who's doing life? The rapist in...
Okay, now remember, these are... this is the Media Matters version of it. So they obviously cut out much of the conversation. So I'm not even sure what this is, but here.
In this case, has made a lifelong commitment to live and take care of the person. So it is a little different. I mean, let's just be honest about it. He's not accused of touching anybody. He is accused of facilitating a marriage between a 16-year-old girl and a 27-year-old man.
But
that's the accusation. That's what they're calling felony rape.
But in our state,
that's bullshit.
But
I'm sorry. Now, this guy may be a total creep, maybe a child rapist. I'm just telling you that arranging a marriage between a 16-year-old and a 27-year-old is not the same as pulling a stranger off the street and raping her. That's bullshit.
But
you know.
So anyway, and this is, I don't know. This is from a long time. Now, it's funny they put Tucker Carlson's picture in the background from his show. But I let's see. Sinatra has a video on it. This he released this morning with all the content. Yeah, I'll have to watch that. I'll have to check out the Sinatra video because I saw that he put that out there. But anyway, so that's why Tucker Carlson is trending number 2. And again, I'm sure everything that Media Matter does is fully in context, you know, whatever. Anyway, but here's what people are talking about. Imagine if all the people who want to fire Tucker Carlson stopped watching his show, which they don't watch. Yeah, how about that? You know, they're so worried. Everyone's targeting the Fox News hosts because they hate Fox News. Okay, and you know what? I could care less about Fox News. I haven't watched. When was the last time I actually turned on a TV and turned on Fox News? I can't even remember. It's been 10, 15 years. Because I'm just not into the corporate media anymore. I'd much rather go on YouTube and see a lot of different voices that I want to hear, and not necessarily ones I agree with. I listen to a lot of people I don't agree with, you know, but the whole corporate media thing, I just don't do it anymore. I can't do it. You get too many things on, like the Covington kids when you watch the corporate media too much. And even on Fox, you get stuff that you're like, really? Come on. But anyway, so but I do like Tucker Carlson. I watch clips of his on YouTube. So, you know, it's not that I do like Tucker. I think he's a good interviewer, but they just want him out because he's effective. The food. So the left wants to fire Tucker Carlson over the C word, but they circled the wagon around Omar's blatant anti-Semitism, let Northam's blackface slide, and seem to have forgotten Fairfax's sexual assault accusations. Yeah, seems legit, LOL. Yep, there you go. Exactly. Let's see. So there's a whole... Oh, now see, this is... All these people, these are the people who are writing to all his advertisers. They're trying to get his advertisers gone, okay? You know what? Is this the same one? Yeah, it is the same one. So, it's been a campaign on Carlson for quite a long time. Let's see. Oh, Ed Krasenstein. Let's see. I give a rat's ass what Ed Krasenstein says. If Anderson Cooper had said the same horrific things about women that Tucker Carlson had said, Donald Trump would have tweeted about it 95 times already, and the GOP would be calling for a House resolution against CNN. Really? Yeah, how'd that House resolution for Ilhan Omar go? Michelle Markin. If you're wondering what Media Matters and the SJWs on Twitter are trying to distract you from by noisily demanding that Fox News fire Tucker Carlson over his radio interviews from 13 years ago while he was employed by MSNBC. That's right! Carlson was on MSNBC at the time. That's freaking hilarious. I completely forgot that he used to be on MSNBC. He used to be a regular. And he was also... Wasn't he on CNN wasn't he on Crossfire and CNN a long time ago too? That's where he kind of got his name out there. And then he was working for MSNBC during this time. That's hilarious. So here you go. Political press. Now let's see what we're missing because of Tucker Carlson. While Senator Gillibrand was pressing Congress to change the broken system of handling sexual assault harassment, a mid-20s female aide to Gillibrand resigned in protest over the handling of her sexual harassment complaint by Gillibrand's office. Oh, how about that? I guess we're not going to hear about that today because everyone's going to be talking about Tucker Carlson because Gillibrand is another one of Media Matters' favorites too. Interesting. I didn't even, yeah. I forgot, though. Tucker Carlson used to work for MSNBC. There you go. Tucker Carlson bullied and harassed me without giving me a platform to defend myself. He giggled while he told my story of surviving gun violence, lied about my fight, but the saddest part, I'm just one on a long list of the same. Time's up. Fire Tucker Carlson. Okay, well, you know what? Yeah, and here's another one trying to... Now, this dude, Rusty, that goes by Rusty Shackelford, he used to be a kind of a right-wing guy. He hung out on a lot of the blogs I used to watch. He had I can't remember the name of his blog, but all of a sudden he's gone on the deep end the other way. So he wants to show these are all Tucker Carlson's sponsors, and they want to boycott Tucker. You know how many times people have tried to boycott Tucker Carlson? And they're all going after Fox News because Fox News is the other side. You know, it's funny. Yeah, see, everyone's putting out all the sponsors. Here's a list of Bayer products to boycott. You can't boycott a Bayer product. Who's going to stop taking their Aleve if that's what they take? If they have stomach problems and can't use aspirin. Tinactin. Fast-actin, Tinactin. Okay, whatever. So anyway, that's why Tucker Carlson is trending. Let's go to okay, we'll miss that one. Amendola. Who is Danny Amendola reportedly have mutual interest with the Patriots. Okay. Oh, possibility of reuniting. What does he do? Anyone know what position? Oh, no. He agrees to a deal with the Detroit Lions. What? Is he a receiver? Oh, okay. He is a wide receiver. The Miami Dolphins released wide receiver Danny Amendola on Friday. Okay, so whatever. Detroit picked him up. I don't need any football news right now. It's a long way until football. Boeing. Okay, they're still talking about if you were with me yesterday, I had an impromptu stream yesterday. Boeing. Oh, interesting. China has ordered... Oh, and Indonesia ordered grounding of Boeing 737 MAX 8 aircraft. So there have been two crashes of Boeing 737 MAX 8s. One was Indonesia Air and one was Ethiopia Air. And so it looks like China and Indonesia are ordering to stop operating their Boeing 737 MAX 8s. So there's, again, it's interesting that every time there's a crash, let's put it this way, airplane crashes are very rare, but you always hear about them because a lot of people have a tremendous fear of flying. And so a crash is always a big deal. But if you knew how many flights operate around the world, if there's really problem with an aircraft, you'd know about it because they'd be falling out of the sky, and they're not. Flying is still a very safe way to travel. Imagine if every time someone had a car accident or someone died in a car accident. Now, of course, they do this. They go check and what caused the accident, if it was a mechanical failure, if it was something that needs to be recalled. But if you think of all the vehicles around the world, or even just in the United States, and there have been occasional times when there have been crashes due to a design flaw or whatever, they have the recalls and whatnot. But when you compare it to all of the actual vehicles on the road, it's a minuscule amount. But by making them big news, they make more and more people afraid to fly. Now, China and Indonesia has grounded these particular planes until they figure out if it is a problem. They say they might be having a new problem with their computer system that may have caused these two planes to crash. Now, I wonder how many 737 MAX 8s are out in the world. They've only been selling them since 2017. I know they sold a lot of them. There's a lot of them in the sky. But I guess we'll have to find out when they figure out what caused the crash in Ethiopia, or the Ethiopia Air. David Frum is trending number 9. Oh, God, I don't even want to hear about David Frum. Today's recipient of the You'll Never Be One of Us award is David Frum, who is being roasted for his piece in the Atlantic. Oh, wow. Okay. What did David Frum do? So there's, and speaking of Oliver Willis, there he is. I'm here to always remind you that David Frum is bad. Okay. Well, let's see. Is this his article? No. Hang on a second. That's someone bitching about David. I want to read David Frum himself. Oh, this is from January. So Oliver Willis from Media Matters. Hi, Brian Mullins. How you doing? Nice to see you. Did I miss anybody else while I'm here? Okay. He pulls up an article from 2003 because Oliver's a jackass and never forgets anything. Okay, I'm just going to go what people are tweeting about him. I'm not even going to go. Paul Joseph Watson says David Frum is right. Immigrants from some cultures are better than immigrants from other worse cultures. That's controversial to say, isn't it? But I gotta admit it. Okay, let's see. Every one David Frum in our country is too much. Okay, where's the... I gotta find the article now. Where's the frickin' Atlantic article that they're bitching about? He's getting ranked... If you're thinking, I'd take for an immigrant to the U.S. to have, you know that Frum makes it clear that he's the kind of immigrant who makes America a richer and more dynamic country. He's not part of a large-scale immigration. David Frum is a free-range organic immigrant. Oh, my God. What did he write? Boy, yeah, the liberals are not happy. They are not happy. They are not happy. Oh. If liberals want to enforce borders, fascists will. Oh, boy. David Frum, xenophobic as fuck column. If liberals want to enforce borders, fascists will, is the same gutter logic that once propelled Dems to get ahead of Republicans to build mass incarceration nation. Joe Biden, Tip O'Neill, Bill Clinton. Yeah? Where's this article? Where's the... Yeah, true. When are the liberals ever happy? That's true. All right, here. Let's... Okay. Okay, they took this one sentence. We'll read this and then we're going to move on to find out what they're pissed off about. The asylum seekers are advancing their interests and those of their families as best they can. Americans have the same responsibility to do what's best for Americans. A smaller immigration intake would dramatically slow the growth in the foreign-born share of the population, better shielding democratic political systems from extremist authoritarian reactions. Cutting the legal annual intake in half back to the 540,000 a year that prevailed before the Immigration Act of 1990 would still keep the U.S. population growing strongly, even if native birth rates never recover from their present deeply depressed levels. Okay, I don't see a problem with that, but he's got, and I can't stand David Frum. Oh, you found, check DMs for article. I will do that. Hate Camel. Is that the David Frum article? Let's find out. I'll open that here. Oh, okay, there it is. Okay, yeah, let's check out. Thank you, Hate Camel. So, this whole thing's fascinating. So his title is "If Liberals Won't Enforce Borders, Fascists Will." First of all, stop fucking calling people fascists. I get so freaking tired of hearing that word. Just because you don't agree with the, and unfortunately Frum has done this because he's been, he's calling anyone who even like he thinks everyone who supports Trump's a fascist because he's taking the far left wing's language and using it. Let me break something to you, jackasses. Fascists were authoritarians, okay? To be socialist is by definition to be authoritarian because you want the government to control what people can and cannot have based on their own personal output, because they don't get their own personal output. Everything in socialism is owned by the state. The production is owned by the state. So basically you're just a slave to the state, and you have to that's authoritarianism. Okay, it's not fascism, but at least the popular definition of fascism. But stop calling people fascists. The people who want to enforce how you can talk and what you can say and what you can think, that's fascist, if you ask me. So, rant completed. If liberals won't enforce borders, fascists will. We need to make hard decisions now about what will truly benefit current and future Americans. The wave that's still building. Through much of the 20th century, the United States received comparatively few immigrants. In the 60 years from 1915 until 1975, nearly a human lifetime, the United States admitted fewer immigrants than arrived, legally and illegally, in a single decade of the 90s. Everyone hear that? More immigrants in the 90s than from 1915 until 1975. If you grew up in the 1950s, the 1960s, or even the 1970s, heavy immigration seemed mostly a chapter from the American past, narrated to the nostalgic strains of The Godfather or Fiddler on the Roof. The Ellis Island Immigration Inspection Station, through which flowed the ancestors of so many of today's Americans, closed in 1954. It reopened as a museum in 1990. Yet rather than fading into history, immigration has only been accelerating. From 1990 to 2015, 44 million people left the global south to find homes in the global north. They came from Latin America, Africa, and Asia. They came to the United States above all, but into the nations of Europe too. The United Kingdom has received nearly as many immigrants relative to its population as the United States has. Germany and Sweden have received more. Some 45 million foreign-born people now make their home in the United States. About 11 million to 12 million live here illegally. As with climate change, separating annual fluctuations into long-term trends is important. Illegal immigration into the United States by Mexicans is now declining. Border crossings by Central Americans are steeply rising. Year by year, immigration numbers may shift up or down, but decade by decade, immigration is remaking nations on a world-altering scale. By 2027, the foreign-born population of the U.S. population is projected to equal its previous all-time peak. In 1890, 14.8%. Under present policy, that percentage will keep rising to new records thereafter. This massive new wave of immigration has brought many benefits to the United States. Of the 122 Americans who won Nobel Prizes from 2000 to 2018, 34 were immigrants. 4 of the 5 Americans who won Nobels, this doesn't matter, in 2016 were born outside the country. Of the 41 Fortune 500 companies created since 1985, 8 had an immigrant founder. Okay, that matters. The Nobel Prizes doesn't mean shit. Nobel Prizes don't mean anything to me once Barack Obama won one. And not anything against Barack Obama, except that he hadn't done anything to earn a Nobel Peace Prize. So there you go. I am an immigrant myself. Born in Canada, I attended college in the United States, became a permanent resident, raised a family here, and was naturalized in 2007. Okay, and then this is the controversial part of it. But large-scale immigration comes with considerable social and political costs, and those must be accounted for. In November 2018, Hillary Clinton delivered a warning to Europeans that mass immigration was weakening democracy. I think Europe needs to get a handle on immigration. What? Hillary Clinton said this shit? I think Europe needs to get a handle on immigration because that is what lit the flame, Clinton said, referring to an upsurge of far-right populism. Okay. I need a drink. I wish there was something in this. Because she was referring to the upsurge of far-right populism, destabilizing countries such as France and Hungary. I wonder if some of the violence that came with some of the immigrant populations was also destabilizing countries such as France and Hungary. I can't, God, good Lord. So anyway, apparently he's, so his argument in this article is to reduce the amount of immigration. David Frum writes way too long stories, and it is the Atlantic. Let's see. I just want to see some of these little headers here. The wrong debate. We wanted workers, we got people instead. So quipped the Swiss writer Max Frisch about the guest workers who came to Northern Europe seeking economic opportunity after the aftermath of World War II. Blah, 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 blah. What's his point here? Immigrants are making America safer. What? Oh, now this lie. Immigrants are making America safer. Generally, immigrants commit crimes at lower rates than native-born Americans do. Okay, generally, yes, legal immigrants commit crimes at lower rates than native Americans. There's a Cato Institute study that he probably pulled this bullshit from. What they did is they were trying to determine if, they're trying to say that, trying to prove that immigrants commit less crimes than Americans do, than natural-born Americans do. But what they did was they combined all immigrants, illegal and legal immigrants. Legal immigrants have extremely low crime rates, which is not a surprise. Legal immigrants have extremely low crime rates. However, there is really not a really great way to determine the crime rates of illegal aliens, but they do have a lot of illegal aliens in our prisons. So, whatever. Immigrants are making America less self-destruction. Oh, Asians who comprise the nation's fastest growing immigrant group are half as likely to abuse drugs or alcohol as other populations are. Only 1/5 of Hispanic households own a firearm, as opposed to 1/2 of white households. The severest self-harm, suicide, is very much a problem of the native-born. Suicide rates have surged since 1999, but white people commit suicide at nearly 3 times the rate of ethnic minorities. The states with the highest percentage of immigrants have suffered the least from the suicide surge. The state with the lowest percentage have suffered the most. Immigrants are lowering Americans' average skill level. What? Oh, yeah. In 2007, ETS, the company that administers the SAT, warned of a gathering perfect storm. Over the next 25 years or so, it said, as better educated individuals leave the workforce, they will be replaced by those who, on average, have lower levels of education and skills. This warning shows every sign of being fulfilled. About 10% of the students in U.S. public schools are now non-native English speakers. Unsurprisingly, these students score consistently lower on national assessment tests than native speakers do. In 2017, nearly half of Hispanic fourth graders had not achieved even partial mastery of grade level material. According to the Annie E. Casey Foundation, these children are at significant risk of dropping out of school. Yeah, we don't need more dropouts either. Okay, I'm done with this article, but apparently David Frum's getting dragged over the coals. And I have mixed feelings about that. But I'm going to guess that this article makes some sense. But you know what? Until you have a way to end the illegal border crossings and a way to reform visa fraud and visa abuse, new laws aren't going to mean shit. They just aren't. I'm just, you know what? I've been listening to this debate for as long as I can remember. In my teens, when before I could vote. So it's the same freaking argument, but you got to stop the flow before you can make laws that regulate it again. So enough with David Fromm. Do I even want to do any more of these? I don't think there's any. Deshaun Jackson, he's probably got a whatever. He's Buccaneers shopping Deshaun Jackson, Roy Kim. I don't know who that is. Kelly Caitlin. Anyone I care about? Oh, Kelly Caitlin. Oh, this is really sad. This Olympic cyclist. Cycling community is mourning the loss of Kelly Caitlin, 23 years old, who was found dead in her home Friday. Caitlin helped the U.S. women's Olympic cycling team win the silver medal in the Rio de Janeiro Games in 2016. I can't remember if... Well, let's see if we can find out what happened here. This is a sad story. Let's see. We are deeply saddened by Kelly's passing, and we will miss her dearly. We hope everyone seeks the support they need through the hard days ahead. Please keep the Caitlin family in your thoughts, the statement said. Caitlin's fathers told cycling magazine Velo News she took her life, so she committed suicide. Yeah, she's from here in those Twin Cities originally. That's sad. Yeah, she also raced on the road for Rally UHC Pro Cycling Team. She was pursuing a graduate degree in computational mathematics. So on that note, yeah, man, people need help. She took her own life. I don't know the story behind it, but yeah, that's a sad story. She was a graduate student at Stanford University. Sad to hear about Kelly Caitlin. She was one of the most intelligent, thoughtful, unique, and diversely talented athletes I've ever worked with. Ride peacefully, Kelly. And the rest of us, please don't fight your battles alone. Yeah, man. You got to talk. You got to find a way to get help. You got to talk to people. You got to go to a doctor. Just even a regular physician has training in even some mental health issues, and they can refer you to get help, man. Don't go through hard times alone. That's my only advice on that. It's kind of sad. I mean, it is sad. She's only 23 years old and had a brilliant life ahead of her. So there you go. That's too bad. Panthers resigned Colin Jones. Don't care. Football. Giants resign. Oh, it's the signing period. Yeah, it's just before the draft, so that's why they're having all this NFL stuff going around. Chef Boyardee? Oh, no! Why is Chef Boyardee trending? Remember, who was that jackass that was... was it Bill Maher? Made the comment about how the people over in flyover country, well, in New York and the coast, they want to be like us. We have Wolfgang Puck, and you have Chef Boyardee. Well, you got to remember, Chef Boyardee was an actual person who became a multi-millionaire with his products. So screw you, Bill Maher. Apparently, the U.S. State Department of Agriculture announces a recall of more than 2,800 pounds of Chef Boyardee products because of mislabeling. What did they mislabel? They put some turkey in the chicken or what? Well, rice with chicken and vegetable. Okay. ConAgra Brands, ConAgra's out of Omaha, that's where I grew up, issued the recall because the product is labeled as chicken and rice, but contains beef ravioli products. So they had a canning problem. They put the wrong label on some cans. The 7.5 ounces canned microwave bowls say Chef Boyardee rice with chicken and vegetables on the label and a package code of whatever that number is. The company says the product has a best buy date of July 8th, 2020. This ravioli product contains milk and wheat allergens, which are not declared on the chicken and rice product label. So if you eat chicken and rice with chicken and vegetables, Chef Boyardee microwave pack, don't eat it. It's not what it is. Read the label. Nearly 3,000 pounds. But why? It's trending on Twitter. No one's talking about that shit. other than the companies that do it. All right, anybody else? Anything else I could read here? No, Wizards Unite, Donald. Okay, Donald Criminal. Yeah, no shit. Because of course they're saying that. Okay, Media Matters. Fuck them. I hate Media Matters. All right, enough of Twitter trends. Let's get the hell out of there because you know what? I just can't do it anymore. I just can't do it. I gotta go to my my favorite daily haunt, the Ace of Spades, and see what headlines we have, and then we'll get out of here because it's almost time to go. All right, you know what? This is going kind of good. Let's see here. The Morning Report with JJ Sefton. All right. Let's just see what a few of these headlines are today. We're gonna pop through them, and maybe you'll actually open a couple. By the way, what's going on? Oh, hi. Who just came in here? Reason Vision. What's happening? How you doing? And anyone else just show up? There's a few more people here. Okay, good to see you guys. So we'll hit a couple headlines, and then we're gonna get out of here because it's almost that time. Let's see. Foreign workers outpace native-born Americans in job growth for 6 months. Yeah, not surprised. Trump slams Ann Coulter. Reportedly plans to ask for an additional $8.6 billion in border security funding. Okay. This is all about the wall. So someone was saying that we weren't getting people from other countries into through our southern border. Well, the Rio Grande Valley border chief, we have intercepted migrants from Bangladesh, Turkey, Romania, and China. Interesting. Rodolfo Karras, chief of the U.S. Border Patrol's Rio Grande Valley sector, told the House Homeland Security Committee on Oversight, Management, and Accountability on Thursday that the Border Patrol in his sector has intercepted illegal aliens trying to enter the United States from 40 different countries, including Bangladesh, Turkey, Romania, and China. I want to provide some perspective on the challenges facing our men and women in the southwest border, Karras told the committee in its opening statement. Though I cannot speak for all of the components of Customs and Border Protection, I can provide a first-hand account of the complex border security environment and ask for your assistance in helping our frontline men and women. In our line of work, Border Patrol agents rarely know exactly who or what they will encounter, he said. In a single day, he said, an agent may arrest a violent felon, encounter a large group of families and children, or rescue a drowning migrant sent into the river by smugglers. Karras told the committee that in his sector, the Border Patrol apprehends nearly 1,000 people between the ports of entry each day. U.S. Customs and Border Protection has divided the U.S.-Mexico border into 9 Border Patrol sectors running from the Pacific Coast to the Gulf of Mexico, and then they name all the sectors here, which I'm not going to name. You kind of see them here on the map, though. San Diego, El Centro, Yuma, Tucson, blah, blah, blah. Those are all the sectors. Although most of the illegal aliens the Border Patrol intercepts, in the Rio Grande sector come from Central America, Karras explained that his agents in the sector have apprehended illegal aliens from all over the world. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure there's probably an industry of, there's probably a tourist industry for that. I don't know. A majority of the apprehensions are family units and unaccompanied children from Central America, and many travel in large groups of 100 or more, the Rio Grande Valley sector chief said. In addition to the high volume of Central Americans, we encounter people from all over the world, and many of whom don't want to be caught. Well, okay, I don't mean to laugh at that, but I'm going to read it to you one more time, and maybe you can tell me why I'm laughing. Excuse me. In addition to the high volume of Central Americans, we encounter people from all over the world, many of whom don't want to be caught. Duh. I'm pretty sure none of the people crossing the border want to be caught. I'm sorry, that was just a funny sentence to me. In Maya sector alone, we have encountered aliens from 40 different countries, including Bangladesh, Turkey, Romania, and China. He said people are traveling thousands of miles across hemispheres to attempt to illegally enter the United States using the same pathways as Central Americans. Contrast this incoming tide of migrants, Keisha's told the committee, with our limited resources and infrastructure at the southwest border, particularly in the Rio Grande Valley and Tucson sectors. So, yeah, they need some help. Oh my gosh. Of the 303,916 who were apprehended that year along the Mexican border, this is 2017, only 127,938 were, or approximately 42% were from Mexico. So only 42% of the people they apprehended in 2017 were from Mexico out of 303,916. Good God. 1,334 of the deportable aliens intercepted on the U.S.-Mexican border in 2017. What do you mean? They're all deportable, aren't they? Wouldn't anyone crossing the... Good God. Wouldn't any of them be deportable? We're from the... Oh, I'm saying... Oh, okay. Oh, no. 1,364 were from the People's Republic of China. Oh, my God. I mean, so... That's interesting. 702 of those were intercepted in the Rio Grande Valley sector. Wow. 554 deportable aliens from Bangladesh were intercepted on the U.S.-Mexico border in 2017. Of these, 304 were intercepted the Rio... Okay, so he's telling me how many of those were intercepted in his sector. 433 Romanians and 35 people from Turkey. Wow. That's... really wild. That's really wild. I did not know that. That's pretty, as in the immortal words of Jesse Lee Peterson, amazing. He's kind of a goof. Anyway, so there you go. That's pretty wild. All right, so that was. Oh, I'm back. I'm in the wrong. Oh shit! What did I do there? Sorry. I'm sore. Sorry, whoever is. Are you still here, Johnny Hellcat? Maybe I won't have to put a $1 in the swear jar. Back to the ace of spades. Let's go back here. I'm gonna just, you don't have to watch me do this, but I'm going to find a couple more headlines and then we got to get out of here because it's almost that time. It's almost that time, people. But hey, I hope you're enjoying the show. By the way, if you're enjoying the show, share the show. Share it with somebody you love. Somebody, you know. Oh, what's happening in Venezuela? Let's see. I'm just reading the chat here. Brian Mullins, have you guys heard about what happened in Venezuela? What exactly? Are they eating each other? Oh, dude. That's gross. But anyway, while y'all are talking about Venezuela, let me just see if I can find a couple good headlines here. Let's see. Okay, and Brofro Omar's anti-Jewish views are typical for Democrats' Congressional Black Caucus. Interesting. That's a Federalist article. American Jews and the Democratic Party. Time to go. Front page. Any surprise? Let's see. Let me find a good one. Oh, did y'all hear about this? This is just so stupid. It's getting really stupid out there. And remember, I'm not a Trump guy, but you know what? I just think this is nuts. School bus aide yells at 14-year-old over Trump hat, removes it from his head. She claims she was personally offended by the hat and has since apologized. Well, that's good. At least she apologized. Another day, another TDS adult bullying a teenager over a Trump hat. This time, it's Palm City, Florida, where a female bus aide repeatedly yelled at the 14-year-old male student to take off his hat before eventually physically removing it from his head. Do not touch my kid, lady. You have no right to touch my kid. A student was wearing the hat for Hat Day, and the school reportedly has no policy restricting political apparel. Surveillance video in the Martin County school bus shows a bus aide yelling at a student to take off a Trump hat, and then grabbing it off his head. Now, the Marin County Sheriff's Office is investigating whether the bus aide committed a crime. Gunnar Johnson, 14, said this week students were allowed to wear a hat to school if they made a donation to the March of Dimes. He decided to wear a Trump Make America Great Again hat to show my pride in Trump America, Johansson said. He boarded his bus to Hidden Oaks Middle School, and within seconds, the bus aide can be heard talking to Johnson. Boy, if you don't take off that hat on this... What? Boy, if you don't that hat off this bus, okay, take it off. Take that hat off. Okay, let's just watch the video because I'm not going to, whatever. Let's watch the video.
Meanwhile, it is a story we first told you about last night at 11 p.m. A school bus aide yelling at a teenager to take off his hat that was supporting President Trump.
Boy, if you don't take that hat off on this bus, take it off. Take that hat off. Take it off now.
Now, the school bus aide tonight is telling her side of the story. News Channel 5's Megan McRoberts, part of the largest news team on the Treasure Coast, with what she's saying today. Megan?
Well, Shannon, in this handwritten statement given to us by the Martin County Sheriff's Office, she says she is sorry about what she did. She hopes the student will forgive her. She also says she overreacted.
Good Lord.
In another police report, a deputy said she told him that she was, quote, personally offended by the hat, and she, quote, totally regrets doing this. In this new surveillance video, you see the moment she takes the hat off of 14-year-old Gunnar Johansson's head, who was wearing a Trump hat for a hat day at school. The district has no policies against political clothing. Gunnar's mother equally concerned about the tone she uses toward her son, leading up to her grabbing his hat.
Gunnar, do you want a referral? Yeah. Take it off.
I do. Yeah,
take that hat off. You can turn around and mind y'all business.
I'm in trouble for that?
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
And the investigation is still underway tonight. We should know early next week whether any charges will be filed against this bus aide. Reporting live in Martin County, I'm Megan McRoberts, WPTV News Channel 5.
You know, I'm not a Trump guy, but sometimes I'm like, I just need to get a red hat. I didn't even have to say I'm going to buy a red hat, and I'm going to wear it around and see people confront me. Okay. Now, let me remind you, I'm a rather large human being. For the most part, I'm 6'4", almost about 290 right now. Come try and take a hat off. Come take my hat off. I dare you. Anyway, it's just stupid. You know, here the article continues. It's puzzling to me that adults can be so easily triggered by children wearing hats supporting the duly elected president of the United States. I can see being offended by something someone is wearing. I'm not a fan of novelty tees with vulgar images on them, but it would never occur to me to say anything to the person, much less screech at them and rip it off their back. There have been so many incidents of people triggered by MAGA hats, ain't that the truth, that is truly confounding. When it seemed that every college student and aging hippie in America was sporting Mao or Che tees, which I don't get that either. I don't recall anyone screaming at them or attempting to remove the garment from their person. These anti-Trump culture warriors have to know that it's not okay to verbally and in some instances physically assault people for wearing MAGA gear, but they feel entitled to do it anyway. We've reached a point at which the legally and socially acceptable have wildly diverged from the culturally acceptable. Yeah, that's a really good point. And these people are, TDS. It's funny. It's just more derangement syndrome. It's getting worse and worse. Hey, Chadwick, how you doing? I see you there. All right. Do I have time for one more? Yeah, let's see what we got. That's probably too long. I'm not going to talk about abortion. It's not my, although I don't get the postpartum abortion thing that kind of came up, even though that's just, I don't know, it's really weird. One more. Come on, let me find one. Not Second Amendment. That's too deep. I'll get into a couple of these articles next time. More than half of Californians say they plan to leave as state leads U.S. and out migration. Interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of people leaving California. It's just too. I go visit my mother in California. I mean, just even to get gas, it's always like $1 to $1.50 more expensive just to get gas there compared to here in middle America where, nobody knows any better than to live. New employment record, 156,494,000 people are employed in America. That's new. Cory Booker's first lesson about marijuana. Tempted, but we might go back to that one if I can't find a better headline. Here we go. We're going to read them. This is something that I've been trying to learn more about, but let's see how the Federalists take on this. Martina Navratilova, who beat communism and owned tennis, got eaten by the transgender mob. Again, now this is the Federalist. It's a right-leaning publication, which I probably agree with, but just in case you need to know if it's bias, here we go. Tennis star Martina Navratilova entered the transgender debate last year when she tweeted, "You can't just proclaim yourself a female and be able to compete against women. There must be some standards, and having a penis and competing as a woman would not fit that standard." In that tweet and subsequent interviews, she reflected on the rising number of biologically male athletes using their greater physical prowess to outcompete their biologically female competitors. Following an outcry from a variety of LGBT groups, Navratilova apologized for implying that such unfair competition amounts to cheating. Her story says a lot about the current state of political discourse in America. For those of us who grew up in communist For those of us who grew up in communist Czechoslovakia in the 1980s, Navratilova was a source of pride and inspiration. She was the world #1 for a total of 332 weeks in singles and 237 weeks in doubles. She was year-end singles #1 7 times and year-end doubles #1 5 times. She won 18 Grand Slam singles titles, 31 major double titles, and 10 major mixed double titles. She holds the record for the greatest number of Grand Slams won by one player, male or female. She won the women's singles title at Wimbledon a record 9 times and remains the only player in history to win a major in 4 different decades. I always liked her. And there was this big thing, Martina and Chrissy Everett, and there was a bunch of great players at the time. But I thought Martina was just a great tennis player. I loved to watch her play tennis. 9 times, and the only player in history to win for a major in 4 different decades. In 2005, Tennis Magazine selected her as the greatest female tennis player of the previous 30 years. Unfortunately, we in Czechoslovakia did not get to see much of Navratilova in her peak, for she was banned from appearing on state-owned television after defecting from her native land in 1975, because that was part of the Soviet bloc. She was one of the reasons I watched tennis. I mean, even more than the men. Now, there's some players in the men's side since then that I really liked watching. I really liked watching Pete Sampras. I did like watching the Bjorn Borg, Arthur Ashe era, and Jimmy Connors and John McEnroe, all those guys. It was a big bunch at the top there during those years. That was kind of fun too. But anyway, okay, so let me just skip through this. She came out as gay in 1981. Once again, that took courage because American hostility, not to mention global hostility towards homosexuals in the 80s, was real and made all the worse by the burgeoning HIV/AIDS crisis. She was mercifully mocked for years because of her muscular physique. It's because she worked out, which stood out in stark contrast with the feminine ideal exemplified by her greatest rival, Chris Everett. She brought her partner to her matches and was coached by the first professional transgender tennis player, Renee Richards. No, Renee Richards was not transgender. Renee Richards was transsexual. Okay? Renee Richards, had the whole works done and was Martina's coach. The spectators were, at best, lukewarm toward Navratilova. And that's the other reason I liked her. I always liked people that other people didn't like. So I liked her. I liked Eli Nastasi. I liked... well, at first, what's the dude that... God, what's his name? That it was Pete Sampras and the guy that... Andre Agassi. A lot of people didn't like Agassi in the beginning. And I liked him because nobody else liked him. Anyway. Let's see. She lost out on millions of dollars in corporate endorsements at the time when being gay was decidedly uncool. So let's put it this. Her LGBT bona fides are beyond reproach. Anyway, in the Sunday Times interview on February 17th, Navratilova noted that a man can decide to be female, take hormones if required by whatever sporting organization is concerned, win everything inside, and perhaps earn a small fortune, then reverse his decision and go back to making babies if he so desires. It's insane and it's cheating. I'm happy to address a transgender woman in whatever form she prefers, but I would not be happy to compete against her. It would not be fair. Now that, is it possible that someone could do that now because of the way that sports organizations are run? Yeah, it's possible. I mean, it's not likely, but it could happen. But that statement is a little bit over the top. But it is absolutely possible. The backlash was swift as it was ruthless. A British transgender rights group, Transactual, tweeted, "We're pretty devastated to discover that Martina Navratilova is transphobic." Martina Navratilova is not transphobic. The Canadian transgender cyclist, and this woman, I will call her a woman, this person's insane. Rachel McKinnon, she is the lead world's activist about transgender athletics. And she is one of those, well, she's the Media Matters of the transgender athlete community. Her job is trying to get people fired, trying to get people, their sponsors taken away, etc. Anyway, the Canadian transgender cyclist Rachel McKinnon branded the tennis great a bigot. Athlete Ally, a group dedicated to supporting LGBTQ athletes, dropped her from its advisory board. Throughout her life, Navratilova was always outspoken, yet over the weekend, she was compelled to write on her personal website that she is sorry for her poor choice of words. In a blink of an eye, decades of hard work on behalf of a variety of worthy causes seem to have been forgotten. Generous reserves of personal capital and goodwill risked evaporating into thin air. A woman unbroken by communism and vicious homophobia was forced to accommodate the perpetually outraged virtue signalers. That's awesome power for the supposedly powerless. And so, let's see. Marion Tupy is from the Cato Institute. But, yeah, so she's being completely ostracized from the LGBTQ community for these words. And there's a lot of, like I said, I've been doing some just research, trying to learn all sides of this debate, and I am still under the impression that, the IOC is trying to get it right, but there's issues that I just think they're missing. But what definitely shouldn't be happening is what happened in Connecticut, where the two transgender girls who have done zero transitioning or hormone treatment. So physically, functionally, they are still 100% male with no alterations. Went and, came in 1-2 in the sprints in Connecticut track, and actually are ranked number 3 and number 7 in the country running as girls. Now, apparently recently they started hormone treatment, but that was either close to or after they already competed in track, but they're both juniors, so it'll be interesting to see, because you know the hormone treatments do have an effect on performance of formerly male athletes to female. But there's not enough research to really determine how much. Now, I've been looking at a couple studies, but the one was they studied pointed out by that Rachel McKinnon person, and then there's another one that by another transgender runner who's a doctor who's in her 40s, and she only has 17 subjects within a research pool. My concern is when it's about fairness, and unfortunately there are certain things that once you go through puberty you cannot change. For example, lung capacity, bone density somewhat lessens, but even then, and muscle growth capacity, whether or not the muscles grow the same, the growth capacity is the same. So a transgender athlete who works out, vigorously still has the growth capacity that a natural born woman or female, God, terminology, I don't care. I don't care if I piss people off. That a natural born woman will never have without performance enhancing drugs. So it's a tricky subject, and we're going to be hearing about it because there are athletes out there now that are beginning to compete. The IOC has now said that you don't have to transition via surgery to compete as a transgender athlete. So now it's just hormones without any other types of requirements. So you're going to see a lot of, I don't know if you're going to see a lot, but there's a lot of very average male athletes who would be tremendous female athletes, just because that's just the nature of physiology. Did I say that word right? Physiology? Anyway, the problem is you can't, athletes are not separated by their social gender. They're separated by their physiology, aka their sex, their physical bodies. So, everyone's talking about transgender. Well, transgender is a social designation. It's not a physiological designation. So that's a tough subject, and I'm trying to learn more about it before I spend too much time talking on it. But unfortunately, the research is very, very limited. So, and on that note, wow, I talked a lot longer about that than I intended to. But it's an interesting subject to me. I as a coach, as someone who deals with sports a lot, and so I know that I just got the feeling that someday that I'm going to come across this in my own coaching experience as I coach. I coach male athletes during the school year. I coach female athletes in the summer. And I'm just waiting for that first transgender basketball player to come just, barreling down the court at one of my girls that are playing. And, which I don't want, see, even now I'm thinking, okay, I don't want to have to differentiate between a transgender girl and a girl, but physiologically, that's going to happen. And not sure how, I don't even know the policies in my state right now. So we're going to learn that someday. And nobody, it's interesting because I was talking to a transgender woman on Twitter one day, and she was asking me, well, what are the policies in your state? I said, I don't even know. I got to find, I don't know what that is, and other than I believe our state allows transgender athletes to compete as the gender they identify as. But other than that, I don't know of any cases in the state where that has happened. So at some point it will. It's happening, starting to pop up from state to state to state. All right. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for today. I have, hopefully I haven't bored you all. I hope I've been entertaining. Again, before you go, hit the like, hit the share, all that stuff that you normally do. And thanks for being here. A lot of you here every day, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate all of you. So thanks for coming and listening to me ramble on for an hour and a half every morning. I'm here Monday through Friday, 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time, 9 o'clock a.m. Central Time, 3 p.m. GMT for those of you who are from other places in the world. And let your friends and neighbors know that we'll be here Monday through Friday. And then occasionally on the weekends, or if the next time my wife and I, Lady Boomer, take a road trip, we'll make sure that we bring you along. So thank you so much. It's been great being here. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream. My name is Dawg Knight, and I am out of here. Bye.